Your house has bones just like you do, but they're made of wood. Today, we're going to find out how those wooden bones get made. We'll follow trees on their journey from the forest to the sawmill. You'll watch giant saws turn round logs into flat boards, and you'll discover what makes wood so strong for holding up a house. By the end, you'll be a lumber expert. Welcome to Goalie's PIP Academy. So let's start our adventure in the forest. Picture this. You're walking through a huge forest with trees all around you. Some trees are as tall as a 5-story building. These trees have been growing for years and years. Some of them are even older than your grandparents. But not every tree becomes lumber. Nope, special workers called foresters walk through the forest looking for the perfect trees. They're like tree detectives. They look for trees that are big, strong, and healthy. They mark these special trees with bright colored paint. Why? Because these trees are ready to become the bones of a house. Now, here comes the exciting part. Huge machines called harvesters drive into the forest. These machines are incredible. They have giant arms that can grab a tree, cut it down in seconds, and remove all the branches. Whoosh! The branches fall away. The machine measures the tree and cuts it into big sections called logs. Each log is super heavy. One log can weigh as much as a car. The logs get loaded onto massive trucks. These aren't regular trucks. They're logging trucks with special trailers that can carry tons and tons of weight. The trucks drive carefully out of the forest, down bumpy dirt roads, and onto the highway. Where are they going? To the sawmill. That's where the real magic happens. Time for our first quiz. Multiple choice question. Where do logs come from before they go to the sawmill? A. The forest. B. The ocean. C. A toy store. D. The moon. If you said A, the forest, then well done, that's right. Now let's follow those logs to the sawmill.
Hey! You're watching Goalie's PIP Academy, where we teach about science, geography, history, everything about the whole world. If you want to watch these classes with no ads, no distractions, go to getgoalie.com.
The sawmill is like a giant wood factory. It's loud, it's busy, and it smells like fresh-cut wood. When the trucks arrive, workers unload the logs using huge cranes. The logs splash into big pools of water. Why water? The water keeps the logs fresh and cleans off any dirt, plus it makes them easier to move around. First stop for the logs? The debarking machine. This machine is so cool. It grabs a log and spins it really fast while tough rollers press against it. The bark peels right off. Think of it like peeling a banana, but the banana is gigantic and made of wood. The bark falls away in big chunks. Some sawmills use that bark for gardens and playgrounds. Nothing goes to waste. Now the log is smooth and ready. It moves along on metal rollers, kind of like a conveyor belt at the grocery store. But this belt is super strong because these logs are heavy. The log rolls toward the most amazing machine in the whole sawmill, the HeadSaw. The HeadSaw is enormous. Imagine a circular saw blade, but instead of being the size of your hand, it's taller than your dad. This blade has super sharp teeth made of special metal. The blade spins incredibly fast, so fast you can barely see it. When the log comes near, workers in a control room use computers and joysticks to position it perfectly. They decide how to cut the log to get the most lumber out of it. It's like playing a video game, but way more important. Then, whoosh! The log slides forward. The giant saw blade cuts right through it. The first cut makes one flat side. Then the log rolls over, and another cut makes a second flat side. Cut after cut after cut. The round log starts to look less round and more like a rectangle. Thick slabs of wood fall away from each side. But we're not done yet. Those thick slabs go to another saw called the resaw. This saw cuts the thick slabs into thinner boards. Then those boards go to even more saws that trim them to the exact size we need. Some boards are 2 inches by 4 inches. We call those 2x4s. Some are 2 inches by 6 inches. Those are 2x6s. These are the perfect sizes for building houses. Time for our second quiz. Multiple choice question. What cuts the round logs into flat boards? A. Giant saws. B. Big scissors. C. Magic wands. D. Friendly beavers. If you said A, giant saws, then well done, that's right. Now let's talk about something really amazing. Why is wood strong enough to hold up an entire house? Let's zoom in really close. Imagine we have a super powerful microscope that lets us see inside the wood. Wood is made of millions and millions of tiny tubes stacked together. These tubes are called fibers. When the tree was alive, these tubes carried water and food up from the roots to the leaves. Now that the tree is cut down, those tubes are still there, making the wood super strong. Think about a bundle of straws. One straw is easy to bend or break, right? But if you tape 100 straws together in a bundle, it's really hard to break them. Wood works the same way. All those tiny fibers work together like a team. That's why wood can hold up walls, floors, and roofs. Different types of trees make different types of lumber. Pine trees make soft, light lumber that's easy to cut and nail. That's why builders love using pine for houses. Oak trees make really hard, heavy lumber. It's super strong, but it's also harder to work with. For framing houses, builders usually pick pine, fir, or spruce. These trees grow fast, and their wood is strong but not too heavy. Here's another cool thing about wood. It's flexible. It can bend a tiny bit without breaking. When wind pushes on a house, the wooden frame can move just a little. That's actually good. It means the house won't crack or fall down. It's like when you bend your knees to stay balanced. Wood bends to stay strong. And wood has been used for building for thousands of years. Ancient people built wooden houses. Your great-great-great-great-grandparents built wooden houses. And today, most houses in America still have wooden frames. Wood is one of the oldest and best building materials ever. Time for our last quiz. True or false? Wood is strong enough to hold up a house. If you said true, then well done, that's right, you got it. So let's recap this amazing journey. It all starts in the forest, where foresters pick the perfect trees. Harvesters cut down those trees and turn them into logs. Logging trucks haul the logs to the sawmill. At the sawmill, machines remove the bark and giant saws slice the round logs into flat boards. The boards dry out so they won't warp, and finally, they're ready to be sent to construction sites. When a builder starts building a house, those boards become the frame. They create the walls, the floors, and the roof structure. Then other materials get added like drywall, shingles, and siding. But underneath it all, those strong wooden bones are holding everything up. Next time you're in your house, look around. You might see the wood in your walls, your floors, or your ceiling. Remember, that wood started as a tree in a forest. It traveled to a sawmill where giant saws transformed it. And now it's part of your home, keeping you safe and cozy every single day. Pretty amazing, right? Thanks for learning with us today. Keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep wondering about the world around you.
My mind is blown. Where can I learn more about these videos? Oh yeah, getgoalie.com. There's no ads, there's no junk, just cool stuff for kids and a dedicated tablet. Check it out, getgoalie.com.